Attend the world's best business workshop led by America's #1 business coach for free by subscribing on iTunes and leaving us an objective review. Claim your tickets by emailing us proof that you did it and your contact information to info@thrivetimeshow.com.
All right, Thrive Nation, welcome back to the conversation. It is the Thrive Time Show on your podcast download. And Chup, we have a thank you we need to give to the Thrive listeners. We're in the top 10 on iTunes right now, which apparently people are using. Chup, are you aware that people are using an iPhone? What is this technology?
Your phone?
What's the phone they're using? It's an Apple product, Chup.
Oh, the iPhone.
10 on iTunes right now. Top 10. And Chup,
on iTunes,
and
yeah.
Chup, we talk about financial freedom, time freedom. And do you know why we have the time freedom to be here on today's show?
Tell me.
Because I'm not going to Office Depot to print stuff anymore. And do you know why I'm not going to Office Depot to print stuff anymore, Jeff?
I think I do.
Because I'm hooked on Onyx.
Hooked on Onyx.
It works for me.
Yeah. Ooh, nice. Hey, these guys over at Onyx Imaging.
We wore matching clothes today. It's not weird.
It's hat, flat bills. It's everything.
You're so nice, Chuck.
Oh, Clay.
Nice.
Okay, let's do a radio show. Okay. Sorry. Onyx Imaging. These guys are your one-stop business shop for office supplies, printer service, printer supply, anything that you need. Let's say the printer goes down. You know what happens, Clay? The team sits around.
Oh, no.
So if your printers,
nice.
You don't need to be spending your time running to Staples, buying new printers. Call these guys over at Onyx Imaging, 918-627-6611, 918-627-6611. If you request a free printer service or office quote, they're going to give you guys a free ink cartridge. They manufacture them in Tulsa.
But I'm passionate about going to Office Depot.
Well, stop, because you're wasting
too much
time.
money. I like to spend a lot.
Yeah, it's a bad choice.
I want to throw it away.
Don't do that.
Okay.
No, these guys also price match. They have same or next day delivery on office supplies. So get a hold of them, onyximaging.com, or call them at 918-627-6611.
Okay, and today we have Colton Dixon on today's show, and his incredible wife, Annie Dixon, who, as it turns out, most women are statistically just a little bit smarter than the average male.
Yep.
I haven't done an IQ test. She appears to be a very sharp lady. He's validated she's a little bit smarter. So let's just tap into her mind, and then we'll just mute Colton's mic. He's a Christian pop star.
But
But
take a seat, buddy. Just
you just sing your songs. We'll interview her now. Okay, she's got all the knowledge here. I want to ask you, though, Annie, on a daily basis, what does your life look like on tour? When you're out there touring and you're performing at an arena, it's 5,000, 10,000 people, whatever you're performing, what's your normal? What does that normal look like?
Oh, man. It really can change, like, day to day. I think if we're on an arena tour, it's, sometimes you're in, like, a larger city, so my husband's looking at me because he doesn't want me to. We do sometimes wake up later, like right before lunch, because he'll usually be working until at least 11 p.m., 11:30.
So you're done at like 11:30 a lot of times, 12.
Yeah.
And so then your normal's waking up later because it's like you're up late.
Right.
And the adrenals are going. You got 1,000 people, thousands of people.
Yes.
You're shot. It's a high energy vibe.
Exactly.
I go to bed. I'm 37. And I typically go to bed at 8:30. If I'm really pushing it, it's like 9.
Oh, that's hard.
And I wake up at 3. That's my move. Because I love the 3 a.m. move. And it's quiet, and I can do what I do. And so you guys are the opposite. So you're staying up till 11-ish when you're on tour, 12?
Yeah, 12-1.
But when can you wind down there? I mean, Colton, can you wind down before 1, or are you just sitting there in your couch just... I mean, are you still like just feeling the flow until 1 in the morning? I mean, when do you... Because I know you're passionate about Christ, and you're passionate about music, and it's like the Vesica Pisces, the intersection of two circles. I mean, you get to do both. I mean, talk to me about that. When can you calm down?
Yeah, I think the tour bus invention was a great thing because it's kind of the home away from home. So no matter what city you're in, you get to go back home, per se.
Yeah.
Chill on the couch in the front lounge and unwind, maybe watch a little bit of TV or listen to latest music drop from, so-and-so. But it's nice just to have that time. Annie and I, even the band and I, just to kind of unwind. We might talk about something in the show, but that kind of brings everybody kind of back down to chill mode.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's time for bed.
I have a complaint on behalf of all the listeners who remember praise and worship music from the 90s, when music was music.
Right.
When you had a flautist that would perform and a saxophone, And I just want to know, when are you guys bringing a saxophone and a flute back on tour? Because this is what's keeping me from going to more Christian concerts. I want to have, and if you could sing the song "Awesome God" more often, that would appeal to me. So I want to know, when is Carmen going on tour with you? When does that happen? When's Michael W. Smith going? When's Amy Grant going to team up with you? And when are you bringing the flute? And when are you bringing the saxophone? I have demands. When is it happening?
Answers now.
Now.
Clay, are you saying you would come to one of my shows if we had a saxophone on stage?
I would. I mean, Mike Posner recently brought a saxophone on stage with him, and I'm going, yes, this is why I'm coming. I mean,
All right.
Or do you bring a saxophone? Would you do that for me?
If I can find a guy to play it, because it's not me.
Okay, all right. I mean, okay, I get it. So you're trying to make relevant music. It's so weird. Okay. So we move back on here. Now, this is a question from Roberta in our office, and she wants to know, how often do you practice? And the question I want to ask is, do you practice at all, or are you just a talented person?
I think that's a funny question because I used to practice all of the time. And now that I'm doing this quote-unquote professionally, it's really easy to think you don't have to practice because you get comfortable with where you are. However, at least for me, I'm always wanting to get better and better at my craft. I need to practice more is the answer I'm going to give you.
Okay.
However, how much I actually do practice, man, rehearsals coming up for a tour.
Yeah.
I'm always busy making the song arrangements. I do a lot of the music production behind the scenes as well for our live show. But, I play by ear as well on piano. So once I have a song down, I kind of have it down. But I think rehearsals are the number one time that we practice. And that'll happen once every 4 or 5 months.
Annie, who have you guys performed? Who has your husband performed on stage with where you were kind of in awe of how good they were? Where you thought, I mean, you have super talented people in your band, obviously, you have great people, but who has he performed with where you thought, that's pretty surreal, that was awesome, or that artist was great? Are there a few artists that you thought, wow, that was, I think the listeners would love to know who you because you see artists every day. Who have you been really just inspired by?
I mean, there's been a few. I would say Lecrae stands out. He got to sing with him on a tour. Anything with Toby, because he's just
for the listeners out there who don't know who Toby Mac, for the listeners out there, these are all you can Google these people. They're okay. So we have half of our listeners are going to know these people, and some people wouldn't. Toby Mac, okay.
Mm-hmm. And then I think he got to perform with Stephen Curtis Chapman.
Oh wow,
and that was really cool as well. So.
Yeah.
Bam! When are you and Ludacris going to come out with a song together?
Set it up.
All right, Luda. Now, how would you describe your music for people that don't know? I mean, they don't know what genre you're in here. Because everybody, if they have I don't want to attack our listeners, Chuck, but I would just say, if you have a soul, you're going to want to go to ColtonDixon.com.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a soul, it's no big deal. I mean, you'd fill that soul, that
you
area.
Just take that black heart and just do what you do.
Whatever that empty chasm is, you'd want to fill that with like a burrito.
Yeah.
Or a taco, any type of Hispanic food, a Big Mac.
That works.
Anything high caloric.
Yeah.
Anything that
Lots
would get
of
your
bread.
blood sugar index up there. Because what happens is if you eat a lot of carbs, your body converts it into fat, and you can fill your body with high carbs, high sugar. But for anybody out there who, if you haven't checked out ColtonDixon.com yet, you need to check. I mean, do we feel like the listener should check it out?
If you're not an evil being,
right,
you should check out Colton
That's
Dixon.
not him saying that. That's me saying that.
That's Clay saying
He's
that.
saying, no, anybody, if you don't check it out, no big deal. But I'm saying, if you have any self-respect, I mean, if you're not completely deaf, I mean, if you're deaf
if you
right
can
now,
hear us
if
right
you're
now,
listening to a show and you're deaf, one, big shout out to you.
Nicely
but
done.
two, I mean, you just got to go check him out. I mean, unless you can't hear like tones or sounds, or if you have a death wish, don't go there. If you care about your family, though, should you go there, Chuck?
Yeah, if you care about your family, if you care about humanity at all.
Right, and we come back, Colton Dixon's going to be breaking down his music, what it means to him, and how his faith and his job have been woven together. Stay tuned. It's the Thrive Time Show on your radio.
Get ready to enter the Thrive Time Show on Talk Radio 1170. Broadcasting live from the center of the universe. It's Business School Without the BS. Featuring optometrist turned entrepreneur, Dr. Robert Zellner, with USSBA Entrepreneur of the Year, Clay Clark.
All right, Thrive Nation, welcome back to the conversation. It is the Thrive Time Show on your radio. My name is Clay Clark. I'll be the least intelligent person that you'll be hearing from today, so your day will improve from now. Chuck, we want to start off with some low intelligence conversation, and then we build up throughout the day. So
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, because that way life won't be stressful. If you listen to somebody who's not smart to start your day, and then throughout the day you listen to more intelligent people, you build up to it.
Yeah, you
It's
start
like
with the lower expectations, and then life
Chuck,
gets better.
Well, Chuck, we have now. I'm going to kind of wreck. I'm going to flip it up here. Now we have now we have an intelligent person on the show. We have Clay Stairs. He's a former school teacher turned millionaire and consultant. We have Colton Dixon on the show. He's a Christian pop artist. And now I'm going to start asking some really just brutally tough questions. And you cannot plead the fifth because it's my podcast. And
I like it.
Okay, so here we go. So, Colton, you sing Christian music, which would indicate that you are a Christian who's playing music. But your music is your art, and Christianity is your faith.
Correct.
As your career continues to expand and grow, how does your faith fit in with the music? What are the boundaries? Just talk to us about how faith meets your occupation.
Yeah, I really think you just hit it on the head unintentionally. I'm a musician and I'm a Christian. Music can't be, I don't think music can or cannot be Christian. The person behind it has a certain set of beliefs, and the music is just a reflection of that person. So whenever I write music, it's from personal experience, or it's through someone else's experience writing from their perspective. However, faith is a big part of who I am. So I think it'd be really strange for it would be strange for someone who is a baseball player not to talk about baseball ever. So in the same way, I am a Christian, so I think it would be very strange if I never talked about my faith. So in music, it's a natural pouring out of who I am. So, but at the same time, you don't want to necessarily polarize your audience, since I'm given such a platform. So I try and do it in a way that's acceptable for as many people as possible, however, without being unapologetic about it, if that makes any sense.
Well, I'm gonna read a notable quotable from a guy who's won a Grammy or two. He writes for Taylor Swift. He writes for Beyonce. He's a Christian. This is what he says about Christian music. I'm going to break it down for you. It's kind of you haven't seen this quote, so it's not meant to trick you or to be a gotcha question. I just want to get your take on this.
Yeah.
Ryan Tedder says, writing songs is about trying to connect with people on a deeper spiritual level. We'll start right there. Do you believe that your music connects with people on a deeper spiritual level? Do you believe that? Do you agree with that? What are your thoughts about that first part of the quote?
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And I think the basis for me agreeing with that is I will write a song, we'll perform the song live, they'll hear it on the radio, whatever. The amount of people that come up to me after a show and say, man, God used song A to really minister to me in this time. I was either dealing with depression, suicide, whatever, or dealing with the death of a loved one, and your song, The Other Side, really helped me just understand and gain perspective on this subject. Those are the times that just kind of give me the nod that I'm doing the right thing right now. I'm on the path that I need to be on. Because you want to connect the dots for people who maybe haven't experienced what you've experienced.
Ryan, back in the day, he DJ'd for me a couple times, and he was on the same floor with me, the same floor that I went to at Oral Roberts University. And when he came out as an artist, he was very unapologetic about not being a Christian artist. He was signed to Interscope with Timbaland. And so he wrote the song "Too Late to Apologize" was his big first hit. But he says, writing songs is all about trying to connect with people on a deeper spiritual level, but I'm not a fan of contemporary Christian music. And upon further review, having talked to Ryan about these things, he's all about not wanting to box himself in, where somebody who's a secular music listener would not want to listen to it because it's Christian baseball, Christian football, Christian music, Christian book, And so he wrote a song called "All I Need," which a friend of mine was going through a really tough patch in his life. And the song says, all I need is the air I breathe and a place to rest my head. I said, all I need is the air I breathe and a place to rest my head. And the song is all about, as a human, he was broken. He couldn't get a record deal. He'd been trying for 8 years, just grinding, working for free for a top artist like Timbaland while working at the Pottery Barn. And he was got to a place where it was almost a stoic mentality that he could embrace, that as long as he had music and his relationship with God, that's all he needed. But that song wouldn't have been heard if it wasn't a quote-unquote secular song.
Totally.
Would you have any reservations in the future if you ever wrote a song that was not considered Christian but not against your faith. Would you have a problem with a secular song? Is that cool for you? Is that not cool?
Yeah, I mean, what's funny about that question is I feel like I would write very similarly.
I agree. I'm asking that because I think there's somebody out there who's going, how could you possibly write a song that's not a Christian song?
Totally, yeah.
You know what I mean? There's somebody out there. And I want to get your take on that.
Religious people exist for sure. But honestly, like I said, just faith is such a big part of who I am that I wouldn't stop writing about it for the sake of getting a Christian or a secular number one hit.
Okay.
However, that doesn't mean that one day I might be more in that genre. If my music goes there, awesome, let it go there.
Katy Perry, I Kissed a Girl. Your take. Here we go. Katy Perry starts off as a Christian music artist, then comes out with a song, I Kissed a Girl. Then it's like, what do we do? What do we know? Oh, it's like Santa. You go, Santa. And then Santa, he comes down the chimney, and all of a sudden Santa goes, all right, kids, here's the deal. I like to smoke. You guys like to smoke? Where's the vodka? Where is the vodka? I swear. Hey, kids, this is my girlfriend. I met her on Craigslist. Have you ever met her? She and I met, well, we're not dating technically, but we did spend a night together. How's your mother? I mean, that's
Don't tell Mrs. Claus.
Seriously, though, here's a present I stole from another family. Merry freaking Christmas. I'll see you later. I mean, that's what happened. I mean, Katy Perry, I Kissed a Girl.
You got me crying.
Soccer moms are all over the world are going, no, because their kid bought the Katy Perry Christian album, and there was a switch, and I see that move. I think it's a move. I think it's a move.
You think that's one of the moves?
I think it's a move. Someone said, I'm gonna be a Christian artist, a sneak attack, and then boom, I'm a secular artist.
My name's Lou, the Christian artist. Now I'm Lou the secular artist.
I want to get your take, Katy Perry.
I think Katy Perry is in a struggle. She's in friction right now, and it's actually really cool to kind of keep tabs on what she's doing because she'll have one song that has a lot of really deep-rooted spiritual undertones.
Okay.
And then she'll come out with another one that's like, oh, nope, that one's not at all. My wife and I have been watching the season of American Idol, and we love it. It's the first time I've really watched Idol since I've been on, and it's so good. But it's been really cool just to kind of see her even just maturing throughout the show. We love Katy.
Okay.
And honestly, I would say the same thing about Justin Bieber. We see them in this spiritual...
I'm a deep, dark believer.
Oh, I'm a believer too. Man.
He's great. He's great.
Let's bond over it later.
He's great. Seriously, it's great.
But I see them in this spiritual journey.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm not perfect either. Just because I'm in the Christian music genre doesn't mean...
On behalf of all religious people, I worry about your salvation immediately right now. Just saying that, you've backslidden. What you did was you backslid. Now I got to... I get, and I think that's awesome. You're not judging her, but you're just observing her maturing as an artist, and maybe she comes back to the other team.
Yeah, I mean, it's not my place to say, oh, she's not doing what she needs to be doing. Are there certain things I don't agree with?
I'm going to sing a song that's in my head, Clay, and I'll pitch it to you. As a Christian business owner, I kissed a girl and I liked it, but I'm singing. I'm a girl though. I kissed a girl and I liked. Does that wig you out a little bit for Katy Perry?
I remember my daughter singing this song in the car, and I'm going,
"Oh man,
okay."
I kissed a girl, and I liked it.
My response was, "Go to your room."
Go to your room.
Yeah, go to your room.
Go to your room. Now, okay, so I want to ask you this: as a business owner,
yes,
when
sir.
you have somebody who comes to you with a business idea that's obviously the antithesis of your religious faith, where do you draw the line, or do you draw the line? Do you blur the lines like Robin Thicke?
Mm-hmm. Thank you so
Sorry,
much.
I'm just a lyrical miracle.
Yeah, Clay, but I would have to say that I have yet to have a business owner come and say, hey, I'm a Satanist. I really want to grow my following. Can you help me write a book? Type of thing. I haven't had that.
I had one today.
There you go.
I really did. I had someone today.
His name was Satan.
I had someone I had someone today. It literally happened less than 4 hours ago. This person I just do not appreciate their values and their cantankerous attitude and their overall worldview, and so I punted them, and therefore I lost $6,000 a month as a result of it. But you know what? I feel good about it.
I can imagine that if someone did come to me like that, my response would be, this isn't going to work. I'm not the best one for you. Maybe go see Tim Redmond.
Adios, bro.
Go see Tim Redmond. Tim Redmond is a Christian business coach. He's not a. They have this rivalry growing. You're never going to hear the end of this. That is a really that's a move. That's a passive aggressive move. Tim Redmond is a Christian.
I love
Tim Redmond is a Christian.
Tim,
he
you're
loves
my
Tim.
friend. I love
When we
Tim.
come back, we're going to
Yes.
get into the day-to-day life of a Christian artist and the mixture of faith and family. How does faith affect the family of a pop star? Stay tuned.